Hi, I am Osman, Master Level Energy Healer with telepathic capabilities and specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher. Be sure to visit my website yogawellness786.com for more information on my services. Also understand my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. If you have a medical condition, be sure to consult with a qualified and licensed medical professional in your locality. I wanted to explain Kundalini awakening from physics model, right? How one could explain it hypothetically in that way. It not necessarily means that actually how it happens, but an understanding of how it happens. It happens very similar to that. So the best comparison to the Kundalini awakening is the lightning strike that we observe. So the clouds become heavily charged, with I think positive or negative charge, one of the two, charges, and it becomes so heavily charged that it starts sparking. You see in the sky, it starts sparking, and then a flash of lightning, you see a flash of light coming down to the earth, because that positive charge raises the negative charge in the earth to the surface, because it is becoming so positively charged, because the opposites attract, right? So the positive charge, and the earth has got a negative charge, right? So it's feeling that positive charge like a magnet getting stronger and stronger, and when it becomes so heavily charged, it starts sparking there, and all the negative charge starts coming more and more and more to the earth, that it becomes more charged negatively on the earth than the amount of positive charge as a result, and it attracts the positive, and the flash, you see the flash coming down to the earth, right? So some people say it's the earth going up to the sky and not the sky down to the earth, but whichever way, there is opposite charge, and that's how it happens. So relating that to Kundalini awakening and the Saamadhi, which is the first major goalpost in practice of meditation and yoga. So you are doing these practices and sending your energy and storing the consciousness of a positive charge more and more and more strongly, in your head region. So the target is your head, the crown region of your head. So as you're practicing more and more and more meditation, and your energy is rising and is going and is collecting more and more energy from the crown of your head, and the energy starts increasing at the base of your spine, start increasing and increasing, but the crown of the head starts become much more charged than the base of the spine, because the crown is connected to the cosmic energy. The flow of the cosmic energy is coming into your body, permeating your entire body, going to the base, and it's rising up the central channel through the Sushumna Nadi, through the central channel of your spine, and going and collecting in the head region. And this is very closely related to the transmutation of the sexual energy, which gets converted into spiritual energy as you're advancing in yoga, and not dissipating your sexual energy through normal sexual activities, right? And you are practicing restraint. So if you are in a marriage relationship, and from a yoga sciences perspective, they're not saying become celibate or become monks, but don't waste the energy. Try and restrict the energy to no more than, so you will start slowly reducing your activities and the release and loss of your sexual energy gradually, until you come to a stage where it's like twice a week, and from twice a week you can control it to once in 2 weeks, and then to once a month. So once in 2 weeks or once a month, especially in the beginning stages, is giving more stored up sexual energy, which can transmute or convert into spiritual energy and make the collection of that energy in the top of your head that much quicker. So those who are celibates and monks, and they are practicing long hours of meditation and converting all the sexual energy, because they're not releasing any sexual, they're converting all into spiritual energy, and it's rising up the spine. So this is something that is taught, a technique which is taught by advanced level yoga and meditation teachers. So it rises up and it gathers and collects, and then it starts to overflow. When it overflows, it crystallizes into a liquid, right? Into a liquid form like honey, and it drips at the back of your throat. From the top of your head, it will drip. You'll physically taste like nectar dripping into the back of your throat when you reach the stage which is ripe for the rising of your Kundalini and the attainment of Saamadhi. So coming back to the comparison to physics and the lightning strike, so you are gathering a greater and greater charge, right? So you can call it either a negative charge or a positive charge, but the opposite end, the base of the spine, is an opposite charge, right? So if one is positive, the other is negative. But this one builds up greater momentum because it is connected directly with the cosmic energy, and it's got a greater, capacity for, growing in strength exponentially. So at the base of your spine is also the Kundalini energy, which is said to store so much of energy, the entire cosmic energy value worth, right? So it also has a high energy level, but when they become very positive and it increases the negative energy and increases the activation of the spiritual energy which is dormant at the base of your spine, it keeps increasing the charge, and it starts activating it and awakening it, and slowly it starts to trickle up your spine, and then it starts to get stronger and stronger. And when that energy from the base of the spine is trickling up and going up to the top, right, because it's being attracted by that positive energy, the negative energy from the bottom is being attracted, and it's going along the way. It's going through the 7 major chakras, right? Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Visuddhi, Agnya, Sahasrara, right? So it's going and it's cleansing and unblocking these chakras, right? And when they become completely unblocked, it allows a bigger passageway. So the passageway is very narrow. As it's getting unblocked, it starts getting wider and wider and wider. And then you'll feel like the passageway is now preparing for the rising of this energy. It becomes like a wooden stick. It becomes very firm and rigid, and you'll find your spine is very rigidly and it's straight automatically. You feel like there's a rigid pole, a wooden pole or an iron pole that's going down your spine. You feel that something strong and straight. And when that forms, you feel it energetically forming, in your meditation. Know that this is about to rise, right? Then the Kundalini starts rising like a serpent, going through each nadi. As going, it completely cleanses every last bit of blockage in each energy center or in each chakra. And if you haven't prepared your chakras, right, you're going to experience massive release of energy that you may not be ready for, and this is what can lead to psychosis, right? So coming back to the explanation of the Kundalini energy from a physics point of view, so I don't want to go too much detail in the other aspect, just that through your sadhana, your practice, your alternative and your continuous meditation and your kriyas and your hatha yoga, which all helps to prepare the pathway for the rising, safe rising of the Kundalini energy. So when you go and, get everything activated unnaturally, through external means, it could become dangerous. There's a tradition or a practice called Shaktipat, where the spiritual master or the teacher passes his very strong energy down your spine, breaking all the resistance and the blockages along the way, clearing the path and throwing the energy on top of the Kundalini energy and awakening it and letting it to shoot up and rise up. And that energy is so powerful. Normally, it is quite normal in these type of initiations for you to collapse unconscious, because the surge of that power is so strong. You will be knocked unconscious, from it. So hope that information helps you to understand the science a little better, and take care of yourself always.